Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. Glad to have you with me. This is the tarot reading that is different from every other tarot reading because it focuses on your capacity, your ability to manifest. And what you need above and beyond all else to manifest properly is imagination. That is why the presentation is an audio presentation. You are seeing on the screen what the tarot layout for today is. That's all you're going to see. I'm doing that for two reasons. One, if you're a multitasker or you just feel like getting a cup of coffee or tea or stand up, eat a sandwich, you can do that. As long as you're listening, your imagination is being fed and being activated. If there are pictures on the screen, you put your imagination away so that you can imagine what's on the screen. That's good short term for entertainment purposes, but long term that does not help your manifesting ability. So this is audio. You have this one singular picture through the whole 13-14 minutes. You get an in-depth, very focused reading on your ability to manifest. Because we're trying to reach into your subconscious and help you to pull out the energy, the strength, the wisdom that is in each and every one of us. And so we begin. We have two rows, as you can see here. We begin in the bottom, the middle card. In fact, top and bottom middle cards are very, very influential. So we begin bottom card, peace. Seems simple enough, right? Peace, 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 peace and quiet. Ah, yeah. But when we get the peace, and often the quiet that goes with it, we get uncomfortable. Because we're used to being distracted. Virtually everything we do is to distract ourselves. From feeling, mostly. From feeling. Yes, it gets us to do a lot of thinking, but it's stinking thinking, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It's negativity. It's that negative spin in your thoughts programming. Of course, that's the way we're all programmed. If we all thought positively, in a productive, honest, helpful, hopeful way, well, we'd have an entirely different world. But that's not the plan, and that should be evident. Take a look at what's making headlines today. Virtually all of it is true in terms of subject matter. In terms of the narrative, all of it is virtually lies. Again, they are trying to distract, which is the reason why we only have the single picture on the screen during the manifesting reading. Just this. Nothing more to help you manifest. No distractions. You are looking for peace. And peace comes in a lot, it could be quiet. It can be things being settled. It could be having a good, strong, solid foundation, and you're not pushed around by the waves of noise that surround us these days. And boy, does it ever. It comes at us from all angles, all the time, and all it does is confuse us. I've often said, you want to confuse a human being, give him more than one choice. Now, one choice becomes a dictatorship. But as you start to expand their choices, their ability to choose, they get confused. Two makes it, incredibly more difficult because it could be this, and on the other hand, it could be this. You start to do three, oh my God, we added a third one in, it could be this, it could be this, oh my God. 4, 5, 6. And if you take a look at our headlines, there are a dozen things that are all aimed at distracting you. Yes, the basic core of the idea is true. The storyline behind those ideas are all lies, fabricated to confuse you because they know they can. It takes away your peace, your serenity. So, let's take a look at the cards. Bottom row, left, far left, 8 of Swords. Swords are thoughts, ideas, what I've been talking about. And the 8 of Swords is restriction. It lacks direction. You feel powerless. You feel trapped. Limiting beliefs. Remember I was telling you about how you get distracted and how you get caught up in all of that? Well, take a look at this person in this 8 of Swords. Here she has 8 swords surrounding her, but if you look at her, you can see her plainly, clearly. She can walk away. and then remove the blindfold and all the ties that bind. She is free to move, but she has to choose to move. And in fact, you see a little stream underneath her feet. It's her emotions, it's her intuition. She has to quit thinking and start feeling. And what will help you in that regard is the judgment card. Judgment cards are taking something from the past, bringing it into the present, and then picturing or manifesting what the future can be like. And that's the deal. That's the deal. You need to go back to a calmer, more peaceful, more centered time and bring those ideas, those feelings back to you, because the next card's the Nine of Swords. It's the coulda, shoulda, woulda stuff. It's the nightmares. It's the despair. So you have an Eight of Swords where you can get free if you follow your intuition, but you're choosing not to. The Nine of Swords, they got you. They got you. They got you worrying about this, that, and the other thing, and the story they're telling you is not true anyway. But you're beginning to get the idea of the Four of Swords. Rest. Stop thinking. Stop thinking. That doesn't mean that you have to carry on, you stop thinking it, entirely, that you take everything and just go, well, I'm not going to do it. It means your basic self. Maybe some meditation would be appropriate. That, I think, would probably be the real salve. Because you look at the cards on the bottom row, it's Three Swords, which means, boy, you are so just bruised and battered and controlled, frankly. That's why you need the Judgment card. You need to go back to the past for the feelings. There is a particular feeling or set of feelings from your past that empower you, that make you feel good. This is not escapism, because you take those feelings and you bring them into the present so that you can build your future. It's not just I'm going to put my fingers in my ears, la 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 la, I'm not going to pay attention. No, we're not talking about that kind of stuff at all. It's that you have to get the distractions out of your life because they're screwing up your head, your thinking. Start to use your spirit, your heart, to feel your way through, and then build from there. Don't stop. Build from there. If you stop and go, oh, remember the good old days, that's not going to get you anywhere, and that's escapism. That you take those feelings, bring them to the present, take a look at them in light of present, and then move ahead into the future. Let's go upstairs. Upstairs, we got a little different picture. We've got some Pentacles action here. Your values, your sense of values, the Eight of Pentacles. Reviewing what's important to you, why it's important to you. Because remember, Pentacles are not just money. If you're thinking money, this is not the reading for you. Pentacles are things that are valuable to you. You can't buy love with money. You can't buy happiness with money. You can't even buy health with money. Yeah, they can keep you alive longer, but it doesn't mean you have health. I know people who are very, very wealthy and very, very sick. And they're sick in their souls, which shows up in their body. So the Eight of Pentacles is doing a review of what's important to you. The Four of Pentacles says, I know what's important to me. That's why you got to go back to the past. Remember we talked about feelings, bringing them into the present? That's where you're going to get your value system. What is really important to you? Look at your values, work them to a nice tight unit, and then get ready to move forward. That's the Strength card. You have the strength to do this. Up to this point, you haven't felt that you had, but you really do, and you're beginning to gain a sense of your own strength, because you want to go to a life, Ace of Wands, that is plugged in. And that's the best way I can say it. The Wands are positive, they're active, they're enthusiastic. It is a sense that you are plugged into a knife. You're not just a spectator. You're a participator, and that's what people want in their lives. And right now, that's what is being taken away from you and me and everybody on the planet. You cannot live your own life. You cannot have your own life. You do what we tell you, how we tell you. You are slaves. You know, you think back like in Egypt, you know, they were the slaves that supposedly built the pyramids. I don't believe that, but that's the story. And they were right there by the river Nile in Egypt, remember? Big pyramids. Now we're just like them, but we live in denial. Not the Nile, denial. Denial that everything that a human being values is being taken away from us, and we're not really doing a whole lot about it. Oh, some places are. Thank God for the Netherlands and Europe and some of these places where people are protesting. But you got to say no. And that's what the last card in the middle, up top, is all about. Five of Swords. We go back to swords again. It's the thinking, it's the thinking, it's the thinking. And the Five of Swords says, I am done. I have followed their game. I've sacrificed my integrity. I've had to fight for things that really are not that important at all. I surrender. I'm not going to think their thoughts. I'm going to think my thoughts. I'm going to base those thoughts on my past. Good things from my past. Bring them to the future. Reformulate them, reorganize them so I can be plugged into my life. I can be this Ace of Wands. I can enjoy my life. I can have some enthusiasm in my life. That's something that I'm seeing missing all over the place. People have lost their enthusiasm. They do feel victims. They do feel abused, misused, unloved, underfed. I mean, you name it. This is your chance for true serenity, for true peace. Tune in to yourself. Quit the thinking the thoughts that they want you to think, because that's just meant to confuse you. Grab what is essential, what is important to you. What are your values? Not theirs, your values. And then plug into a positive, productive, peaceful future. It's going to take a little work to get there. That's obvious. They've tangled things up pretty well, so it's going to take a little bit to untangle them. But you can begin with you. True serenity, true peace can begin with you right now. Right now. You have the control. Follow your intuition. Follow your gut. You got this. You got this. Think for yourself. Feel for yourself. You will find true serenity and peace. Alrighty, so that's the reading for today. Back tomorrow with another new one, because I do a brand new read every day, 365. So I'm hoping you're here with me. If you are, happy. If not, between now and the next time we have a chance to get together and do tarot together, peace and blessings.